Hello students, here in the design of machine element 1, we have discussed the various types of levers. Here today we are going to discuss how to design a lever, how to find out the dimensions of the lever. So here are the types of the levers. We have discussed the types of the levers. So there are basically the three types of levers are there. Class 1 levers. Here in the class 1 lever you can see the fulcrum is in between the input force and output force. That is type 1 or class 1 type of lever. Fulcrum is in between type 1 and input and output forces. In the class 1 type of lever, we know the mechanical advantage is greater than 1. Here mechanical advantage is greater than 1. The class 2 type of lever is shown in figure diagram. Here in the class 2, the fulcrum is at the one side and the forces are on the other side. Here is the fulcrum at the left side. Here input force we require to lift the output toward that one, W. So this is second type of lever. And third type of lever, this is third type of lever, where is the fulcrum is at the left side, but instead of input force at the end, the input force is in between output force and fulcrum. That is third case where the this is generally this is not used for engineering application. Type 3 type of lever, this is generally the first two, class 1 and class 2 type of levers are used widely in the engineering application, and this is avoided because here mechanical advantage is less than 1. So today we will discuss the numerical based on that how to design the lever. So here it is a problem statement. A problem statement is like this. A lever loaded safety valve is mounted on a boiler to blow off pressure. We have to design the lever which is used for blow up the pressure in the boiler. So blow up the pressure of 1.5 megapascal gauge. Then the effective diameter of the opening of the valve is 50 mm, where the actual this megapascal force is used. That opening of the valve, the diameter is given 50 mm. Here we can see the diagram. Here this force is there, steam force, and due to that steam force, this lever is getting lifted if this steam force goes beyond the limited value. So this is lever that we have to design here in this problem. So effective diameter of opening is 50 mm. So this opening, the force F where acting, this is opening of the wall. So this diameter is 50 mm given. The distance between the fulcrum and the dead weights of the lever is 1000 mm. This L1 distance is given 1000. The dead weight is applied here to apply a pressure on that wall. So if the blow up pressure goes above the limited value set by this weight, then this wall is getting open, right? So this is the application of this lever. Then the distance L1 is nothing but 1000, that is given here. We can see the given data also. The distance between the fulcrum and the pin connecting the wall spindle is 100 mm. Here you can see, here is the fulcrum and the wall spindle is nothing but, wall spindle pin is nothing but this one, wall spin. So this distance L2 is given 100 mm. The lever and pin are made of plain carbon steel having SYT 400 Newton per megapascal. Material for the pin and lever is same, and that is 400 Newton per mm square. Then the factor of safety is 5 is given to design the lever. The permissible bearing pressure at the pin in the lever is 25 Newton per mm square. Here you can see there are two pins here used for the lever. The fill pin at the fulcrum, here at the fulcrum one pin is there, and second pin is at this wall section. That is nothing but, so two pins are used in the lever. So the bearing pressure for the pin, both the pins are given 25 Newton per mm square. Then the lever has a rectangular cross section and ratio of width to thickness is 3:1. Here we can see the lever cross section by hatching line. D and B is nothing but width and thickness of the lever, and it is ratio is given D divided by B. That ratio is given 3:1. Then we have to design the lever. We have to find out all the dimensions of that lever arm as well as this pin. So this is nothing but the given data we discussed. SYT 400 Newton per mm square. Factor of safety 5. Then for wall, small d is 50 mm and bearing pressure on the wall is 1.5 megapascal. Here small d is nothing but this opening, diameter of this opening wall, and the pressure inside the steam pressure is nothing but 1.5 megapascal. Then for the lever is nothing but this one. For lever, L1 is 1000 mm, L2 is 100 mm. Here L1, you can see this in this diagram, L1 is 1000 and L2 is 100 mm. Then D by B is nothing but 3. This ratio D, width into thickness ratio of the lever cross section is given, that is nothing but the 3. And for the pin, here for the 2 pins are there. So for the pin, bearing pressure is given. Small p is nothing but bearing pressure, 25 Newton per mm square. Here small p is nothing but pressure inside the steam or inside the boiler, that is steam pressure. And here small p for the pin is bearing pressure. That is the difference between that both the pressures. So to solve this, to find the dimensions of the lever, we have to go for the solution. In this solution, the step 1 is nothing but calculation of permissible stresses for lever and the pin. See, for lever and pin, the stress, yes, material selected is nothing but having SYT 400 Newton per mm square, and factor of safety for both these pin as well as lever is 5. So we can calculate the permissible stresses like that. So permissible stresses in these nothing but SYT divided by factor of safety, that is tensile stress, and shear stress is SSY divided by factor of safety, that is equal to 0.5 SYT divided by factor of safety. So these are the permissible stresses 80 and 40 Newton per mm square. They both these stresses are same for lever as well as pin. Now step number 2 is to calculate the forces acting on the lever. Here in this diagram you can see the lever is given. What are the various forces are acting on the lever? Here P is nothing but dead weights at the end of lever. You can see the P is the dead weight applied at the end. Then F is nothing but force by the opening of the wall. At the wall there is a force F will be there, and due to that both the forces, the R is the reaction at the fulcrum. Here at the end, left side at the end, there is a fulcrum. So R is nothing but reaction, F is nothing but pin force or force by the boiler pressure, and P is nothing but dead weight applied. So these three type of force or these three forces are to be calculated here in step number 2. Then how to calculate that? So first we will calculate F. F is nothing but this one. The maximum steam load we have to calculate here, F, at which the wall blow up. Means when the steam load goes beyond that F, the wall is getting blow up or wall is getting open. So that we have to calculate. So F is nothing but how to calculate F? We know the diameter of that wall. We know the pressure inside that boiler or pressure inside that wall. So by the simple formula of pressure is nothing but force per unit cross sectional area. So wall is nothing but circular section. So cross sectional area for the wall is pi by 4 d square. Right. So pressure P here, P is nothing but pressure inside the boiler. So P is nothing but force divided by cross sectional area. So this rearrange in the term of force. So force is nothing but pi by 4 into d square multiplied by this pressure 1.5 megapascal. So this is nothing but the pi by 4, the diameter of wall is given 50 mm. So 50 square multiplied by 1.5 megapascal. So megapascal is nothing but 1 megapascal is 1 Newton per mm square. So all the dimensions are in mm. So mm get cancelled. The ultimate force is nothing but 2945.24 Newton. So this is nothing but the force acting at this section or at this pin. Second, we have to calculate the P, that is dead weight. What is the dead weight required to stay the lever horizontal? So this is nothing but the taking moment of the forces F and P about the fulcrum pin. The two forces are there, F and P. So we have to take the moment about the fulcrum pin, that R. Right. So the moment, how to calculate moment? So this moment is nothing but P into this distance 1000. You can see P into 1000 distance, that is clockwise direction, and F is anti-clockwise direction. So we can equate that both the moments. So P into 1000, that is equal to F into 100. This 100 distance is for the F force. So F is nothing but calculated in the above step 2945. Here 2945 multiplied by 100, that is equal to P into 1000. So this is nothing but P. We calculated dead weight required is nothing but 294.52 Newton, right? And the third is nothing but to calculate reaction at the fulcrum. So reaction at the fulcrum can be calculated by considering equilibrium of all vertical forces. So for the equilibrium, these two are the downward force, F, P and R are the downward force, and F is nothing but upward force. So F is equal to R plus P, that is nothing but by equilibrium condition. So by that R is equal to F minus P. So F and P we calculated here in equation A and B. So reaction at the fulcrum pin is given by 2650.72 Newton. So that's how we can calculate the forces acting on the lever. So after calculating the dimensions, the step number is 3 is to calculate diameter and length of the pin. So how to find out the diameter and length of the pin? So as we discussed, there are two pins. One is at the fulcrum and second is at the wall opening, F force. So we have to find out where will be the maximum force acting, or which pin is subjected to the maximum force, and we have to design that pin only, right? So from equation ABC we calculate the forces. Then we have, from these equations we can conclude that the pin at the point of application of force F is subjected to the maximum force, right? So because F is a maximum force in between that F, R and P. So yeah, due to that maximum force acting on the pin where the F is there, that is nothing but the wall is there. So we have to design that pin based on the bearing consideration. So how to design? By using the bearing consideration. Let us see. Let us assume D1 and L1 are the diameter and length of the pin at F. We are designing the pin at the F force. So that's why D1 and L1 are the diameter and length. So first we will assume L1 is equal to D1. Whatever the length of the pin is there, that is the equal to diameter of the pin. By assuming that, how to find out the dimensions of that pin? So we have to find out the dimensions based on the bearing consideration. Means what? Bearing pressure is nothing there. So P is nothing but bearing pressure in the pin, that is given in the problem. So P, bearing pressure, is nothing but force divided by projected area of the pin. That is nothing but bearing consideration. Design of pin by the bearing consideration. So bearing pressure, based on that we can rearrange the term in terms of force. So F is nothing but P, bearing pressure, into projected area of the pin. So projected area of the pin is nothing but diameter into length. That is the rectangular section. That is projected area of that cylindrical pin. So F is known to us. P is always P is given in the problem. So we have to calculate D1 and L1. So we are assuming here D1 is equal to L1. So that's why here D1 into D1 will be there. So ultimately by solving this, we get the diameter of pin is diameter D1 is equal to 10.85. So we'll approximately it is 12 mm. So length and diameter of pin is nothing but 12 mm from the step number 3. As we are assuming some data, that is L1 is equal to D1, we have to cross check that whether this pin is safe or not. So by the pin, to calculate that pin safety, we'll go for the shear stress in the pin. So the pin is subjected to the double shear, and this is given, double shear is given by shear stress force divided by cross sectional area. Here 2 is taken because there will be the double shear. At the two cross sections, the pin is getting sheared off. So force per unit cross sectional area, by that we can get the value of shear stress is 13.02 Newton per mm square. As we calculated the permissible stress in the step 1, that permissible stress is 40 Newton per mm square. So the allowable stress, that stress induced, shear stress induced in the pin is less than the allowable or permissible stress. So the design is safe. Design for the pin is safe. So we can take the diameter and length of the pin is 12 mm. So as there are two pins are there, as we discussed, pin at the force F and second pin will be at the fulcrum. So the force on the fulcrum is comparatively less. We calculated in step number 2, right? So the force acting on the spindle pin is greater. Therefore, the dimensions D1 and L1 of the pin at the fulcrum will be slightly less. So diameter of pin at the fulcrum will be less. So, but we are considering the same diameter and length for both the pins to facilitate interchangeability of the parts and variety of reduction. To reduce the variety, we will consider both the pins of same diameter and same length. So that's why both the pins are selected as L1 is equal to D1 is equal to 12 mm. The step number 4 is to calculate width and thickness of the section. So we have to reduce the friction between that pin and ball. So to reduce the friction, a bush is to be placed in between two. Here we can see that by the hatching line, bush is placed at the both the pins. So gunmetal bush of 2 mm thickness we have pressed. So therefore, inside diameter of the boss will be here. Outer part is nothing, outer ring is nothing but boss, and that inside diameter of that boss here is nothing but whatever diameter of pin is there, D1 plus 2 times that 2 mm thickness, right? So D1 plus 2 times multiply by 2, that is thickness of the gunmetal bush. So by that we can get the outside diameter of boss, inside diameter of boss. Then outside diameter is considered as a 2 times inside diameter. So outside diameter of the boss is 32 mm. So this is all the dimensions of the boss only. Boss is the section of lever, right, at the pin. So by putting all these values or calculating all these dimensions of the boss, we can calculate the cross section of the lever. So to calculate the cross section of the lever, we have to consider the bending moment, bending stress in the lever. So to calculate bending stress, here we can see in that diagram, we can see the bending stress, how the bending stress will act. So the maximum bending stress will be there at the EF, where the force EF is acting, right, at this section. So we have to find out the maximum. Here we can see the diagram, bending moment diagram, where the EF is the maximum force. EF is at the EF point, there will be the maximum bending moment, and bending moment at the end is 0. So how to find out the bending stress? By simple, first we need to calculate bending moment. So bending moment at this point is nothing but force P multiplied by this distance. So this distance is nothing but 1000 minus 100 up to this point only. So P into 1000 minus 100, that is the bending moment. So bending moment is 265068 Newton mm. And for lever, we know this is given in the problem that D is equal to 3B, that is width and thickness ratio. Width is 3 times the thickness. It is given in the problem. So we have to use this bending equation. Sigma B is, so sigma B is MBY upon I. Bending moment MB we calculated here. Y is nothing but farthest distance from the neutral axis. So it is D by 2. So as D is equal to 3B, here 1.5 times B. And I is the area moment of inertia, that is for the rectangular cross section, area moment of inertia BD cube by 12. So here B into D cube, D instead of D we calculate 3B. So BD cube by 12. So in this equation, sigma B is nothing but bending stress, and we know the allowable bending stress we calculated in the first step. Allowable bending stress is nothing but 80 Newton per mm square. So by that, here is B is the unknown in this equation. So solving this equation, we get the value of B is 15 mm or 13.02 mm. We consider as a 15 mm. So this is nothing but the thickness of the lever. And as we know the thickness, we can calculate the width. D is nothing but 3 times the thickness. So it is 45 mm. So these are the dimensions of the lever cross section. So this is nothing but the lever look like, or cross section of lever look like in the boss area. Here is the additional thickness is there, that is thickness is for the boss. So 50 mm is nothing but the thickness of the lever, you can see, right? And width is nothing but 45 mm. We calculated. This additional 20 mm is looking, this is nothing but for boss section. Here is the boss section is there. And D1 diameter of pin is nothing but this one. Inside diameter, diameter of boss is there, inside diameter 16 mm. Yeah. And outside diameter of boss is nothing but twice of the inside diameter, so it is 32. So this is all over the cross section of the lever at the pin or at the boss section. Thank you.